And we still have our Dyson heater HEPA filter fan here that I don't think has been turned off since we've owned it. It's on all summer and it's on all winter. It keeps the space pretty warm. And over here at your outside heater element, so this is the actual power button, the on-off button. So wintertime, it's never going to get to 124. Just know that. Oh, you can see that the gray tank pipe comes out of here. The black tank comes out over here. I get asked about the air skirts all the time. Do you use air skirts when you winter camp? And my answer is a no, 100% no.
I was worried about being so close to the wall, especially with it being winter and the cold kind of radiating off the wall, and I haven't had an issue with that at all.
This is your on-demand water heater. 124 is as high as the setting goes. You can go Fahrenheit or Celsius here, and this is the power button. So this is like a remote power button. If it turns off, the light stays on when it's turned off, so this won't work right now. To truly get this light to turn off, you have to go outside and turn off the little white switch in there, it's the on-off button. So when we store it or winterize it, we actually turn it off outside. And over here at your outside heater element, so this is the actual power button, the on-off button that shuts the whole system down. If you push the red button on the inside at the remote control, I call it, it does shut the system off, but it doesn't turn that red dot off. And this, so if you ever have issues with your heater and you're trying to figure out what's going on, one, make sure that it's turned on out here and inside. If you turn this off out here, it won't work inside. But there's a fuse right here, a little glass fuse that you may need to check. The flame detector, so you'll see FD on the screen, comes on when it's below freezing temperatures. The little flame comes on and the fan turns on to keep the water from the pipes, all the pipes back there, from freezing. Some things about the water heater. I've explained this in a previous video, but I want to talk about it right now quickly. The on-demand water heater is, we like it very much. But there's a couple different modes that it has. When it's below 30, I think 36 degrees, it has a flame, automatic flame warning. So you'll see it when it's cold outside, it'll kick on occasion. You'll see the flame come on 5 to 10 seconds and shut back off. That keeps it from freezing. When the water coming into, so from your water tank or from the spigot outside coming into the system is below 60 degrees, it has dual flame mode. So it has two burners and it turns on both those burners to try to get the water up as hot as it can because the water is below 60 degrees. And the temperature we're in right now, so we only use our water tank in the wintertime because it's heated via the furnace. So the water in that tank is, I don't know, 35, 40 degrees. It's not super warm. So it's cold coming in here. And I took a shower this morning and the hottest the water got to was about 85 degrees. I think is what it got to this morning. But it was also 14 degrees outside. So wintertime, it's never going to get to 124. Just know that. If you're expecting it to get up to 124 degrees, there's not enough piping for it to go through that system to get to the spigot to keep it that warm. I talked about the water being below 60 degrees. When it's below 60 degrees coming in, not only does it have a dual flame mode, but it also has a low flow water pressure. So it gives that water more time to heat up and the short amount of space that it has already. This sink gets hot quicker because it's right below the, right above the water heater. The shower's next because it goes over there. The front sink, the kitchen sink, it takes the longest for the hot water to get there because it has the longest to travel. So some people don't like the on-demand water heater, but we've been very happy with it so far. So this curtain here is right at the entryway to the bedroom. At nighttime, and this is only applicable for those of you with dual air conditioners. So we have two air conditioners up top. The temperature sensor for the front air conditioner, which is the one closest to us now, is right here on this control panel. The temperature sensor for the other air conditioner is outside, is on the outside wall right behind your main TV in the living area. So it's dual climate control. The furnace, because it's on that end of the rig, the temperature sensor for that furnace is actually the one behind the TV. So we can have two climates. At nighttime, we use our Dyson heater fan, and this is only when we're plugged into shore power. We put the heater fan right here, plug it in right over there, and we heat the bedroom with this curtain closed. We turn the furnace down to 40, and so from on this side, this barrier, this little thin cloth barrier right here from here is 40 degrees on the rest of the house. That saves us from burning so much propane at night when we don't really need, but it also keeps our tanks from freezing and it keeps it, it heats up really fast. You put that furnace on 65 when you wake up in the morning, and within 5 minutes it's blazing back there. So that heater heats up super fast. But it saves us some propane. I get asked about the air skirts all the time. Do you use air skirts when you winter camp? And my answer is a no, 100% no. Not that I don't think they work, but here's Brad's math. Living in the wintertime, so far, we use about a tank of propane every 7 to 10 days, depending on the temperature of the weather. Summertime, that one tank lasts us all summer. So from about mid-April through November almost, one tank will last. But the wintertime, when you're running a propane furnace, it burns a lot of propane. So the air skirts for this particular trailer, 27-foot trailer, is about $2,700. And then my question is, how much energy does it truly save? Is it 10% of the energy use? Is it 20% of the energy use? So regardless, a tank of propane is $29 roughly right now, 25 to 30 bucks. This winter, so we've been sitting in a winter spot for a couple months now. We've been through 5 tanks of propane maybe. I think in maybe 4 tanks of propane this winter so far. So I've spent $100 and some odd on propane just this wintertime. I can't justify the cost of that air skirt because that's a lot of money. And most importantly for us, as full-timers in this rig, I don't have a place to store it. When you got to fold all those things up and put them somewhere and store them, I don't have that luxury or space. And we travel all the time, as if you know from our videos. Every other week or every week we're moving this trailer somewhere. So taking it up and putting it down, that's kind of a pain. So that's why I don't use air skirts. If any of you are out there wondering. So that's my answer, and I'm sticking to it. Twin mattresses compared to the queen.
I was worried about being so close to the wall, especially with it being winter and the cold kind of radiating off the wall, and I haven't had an issue with that at all.
No, I agree 100%. It is like if you can feel the cold right by the wall. But our little Dyson heater in that bedroom, it is minutes.
Yeah.
And the comforter, it's like 2-ply, but it's thick 2-ply, and I sweat. It is warm, very warm. How do you do?
I love it.
Well, Piper gets in the bed with Blair too.
She keeps me warm too.
Hey everyone, on this bitter cold morning, I think it's currently 7 degrees out. I want to talk about winterizing your pipes. So on this particular model, you can see that the gray tank pipe comes out of here, the black tank comes out over here, and I got this electrical hookup right here. So what this is pipe tape or heating elements for water pipes. And it has a little heating sensor here, and I wrapped it all the way around, all the way across to keep these things warm, because in this type of weather, because your sewer water comes to this lever and stops, and that one comes to that lever and stops, and sometimes these things get frozen. So this keeps that from freezing, but it doesn't overheat the plastic so it melts it or anything, but it just provides enough little heat to keep the pipes from freezing. So that's what I use on these in the wintertime. I cut the little zip ties and take it off in the summertime. Our good friend Ronnie from Airstream Nuts and Bolts, he incorporated this into his battery system, a 12-volt version of this, so he can dump his tanks anytime and it runs off the battery or when he's plugged into shore power. But really cool option. This is just my cheap, I got the part on Amazon and I added it on here, and when we're plugged in I can just plug it in right here. So that's that. But that's winter in the Airstream.